Okay, so why don't you tell me a little about what's going on?
Okay, well, I don't know how far you want me to go back, but I'll just try to go really quickly to the first part of this. I was diagnosed with a condition called spondylolisthesis when I was 18 years old. I'm now 36. I'm going to be 37 next week. I had two spinal fusion surgeries as a teenager to kind of lock my vertebrae and whatnot in place. I've dealt with the pain since then, so essentially for 19, 20 years I've been dealing with excruciating back pain, but still managed to go on and have three children and got a teaching career and just dealing with it and basically taking over-the-counter medication just to get me through on a daily basis, like Robaxacet or something like that. Back in late September that just passed, something went real wonky to the point that I couldn't walk, I lost all my bladder control, everything went really, really bad, and the pain was horrible. So, went to Emerge in a nearby town. I'm from Ontario, and was immediately given Percocets. And I heard all the bad stuff about this stuff. My husband's a police officer, so I hear all kinds of stories. But that moment in time, I took the medication that this doctor gave me, and they prescribed more. And for the first, I'm going to say, 4 to 6 weeks, life was fantastic, regardless of the fact that I couldn't get off my couch and I was peeing my pants and the whole other bit. I felt great because of this medication, and that was, like I say, that started the end of September. And here we are going into March, and I'm still trying to get off of these pills. And basically, the last prescription I got about 4 weeks ago from my family doctor, she told me at that point that she wants me off of these. And I agree with her. I don't want to keep taking them, but the withdrawal symptoms are awful. And
So the Percocet have helped you with the pain a lot.
It does, and I've had a bunch of MRIs and everything done. They know what the problem is. I'm now just waiting for my follow-up appointment with the neurosurgeon to decide whether they're going to operate or not. That's on the 22nd of March. But in the meantime, my family doctor has said she wants me off. I was up to 10 Percocets a day, and I'm now down to 3, and I'm already going through hell. You just get it feels like you're being electrocuted, or, I've got the shooting pains up and down every limb, and my skin's crawling, and it's almost like I've got the heebie-jeebies, and, you want to sleep, but you can't sleep, and I'm getting up in the middle of the night, and nothing is settling me. And my goal is, by Friday, a week from now, to be completely done with this.
Your body...
That's when I'm out of prescription, and I don't want anymore.
So
I just wondered what your advice would be for, with your fruits and vegetables and whatnot, if there's anything that I can really pack in this coming week that's going to help my body to not freak out.
Yeah, we'll definitely get to that for sure. I have a really curious question. This is for me personally. What areas of the spine were fused?
The first time that they did it, it was S1 and L5.
Okay.
And now what's happened is because I have 2 rods and 6 screws holding that area of my spine together. And apparently what happened back there in the fall after they've done MRIs and everything else, the two more now, L3 and L4, have basically disintegrated and have fallen forward, and they're pushing on my spinal cord as well, just like what had happened. This is what this condition does. Never did I imagine that when I had those surgeries 20 years ago that this was going to happen again. But basically what they told me was because those vertebrae were fused, that the area of your spine around the fusion takes the brunt of the pressure, and so now they've given way, the next 2. And in my head I'm thinking, does that mean, 20 more years down the road, the next 2 vertebrae are going ago, you know. So it's been a hell of a go. I can't be physical, and because of that, I've gained a ton of weight, and I've gained 20 pounds since October because I just sit there on the couch and eat ice cream, and you know, it's awful. It's really
Yeah, the
bad.
Percocets will make you a sugar junkie because you're trying to do anything you can to bring in those natural endorphins, which the painkillers shut down your body's ability to produce its own feel-good chemicals, if you will, to simplify.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so you're aware of that. So basically you're going to have to Ray Charles it for a while. Believe me, I've been through this stuff. And you do lay on the bed and you go through the EBGBs, but you know that you have to get on the other side of this bridge, because if you don't, you'll be a Vicodin junkie or you'll be a Percocet junkie for the rest of your life. And that actually runs in my family, and it really sucks. So I had to, I knew that, you know, I had to white knuckle it, is what we call it. It's really not that bad, and especially only the short amount of time that you've been on it, you'll probably bounce back pretty quickly. What I do want to know is, when you had the original surgery, and I kind of probably already know the answer to this, but what type of foods did you use to alkalize the inflammation after the surgery?
You mean 20 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh, nothing.
So,
Diet has never been my only issues with diet is being overweight all the time. I've tried every diet you can imagine. I also have a condition called Graves' disease that they found in 2000, which is a thyroid disorder. So I have radiation on my thyroid, so I'm on thyroid replacement every day. I've been on antidepressants for the last 12 years, and it's just like my body's just like bleh
so,
with everything.
so when was the last time you thought about getting healthy?
Well, I think about it all the time. It seems like I have so many, I mean, for my age, and like I say, this has all been going on for quite some time, it just seems like I have so many different things hitting me here and there. You know, I've got the spine issue, I've got the thyroid, I've got, you know, the depression, which runs in the family, and I was never really steered anywhere other than just taking medication that was prescribed
Okay.
for me.
So,
Yeah, and so I've always just trusted, oh, this is going to help, this is going to help. Like I've been, like I say, Paxil, since the year 2000 I was prescribed it. And I'm terrified to not take it anymore.
okay.
But
So,
I want to know how.
how to do this. No one's ever told you this before, because even though it's the most common sense thing in the whole world, hardly anyone ever thinks about it until it's too late or until they get really desperate like you are. But you say you've tried every diet that I can think of, and I'm curious to know, have you tried the raw vegan fruit and vegetable diet for the regeneration of weakened cells and tissues?
I have not.
Okay, well then now you're on your
To you, I just started looking into this over the last month or so. I've had tons of time on my hand because all I do is sit around on the couch.
and eat ice cream.
Looking at your videos and other people's videos, and this is something that is completely different than anything I've ever tried. And I would love to give it a go, because, like I said, I just feel like my body is so full of being overweight and 3 different prescription medications, and now to top it all off, this stuff that they've given me, and it's just like I say, I'm only 36. Like, it just seems to me like I picture my life in 10 years, I'm going to be on 3 more different kinds of prescriptions, and it just, I don't feel I've gotten any better in the last 10, 15, 20 years. I'm just getting worse. Like, I just feel like I'm getting more depressed, more fat, more health problems, and that's what's appealing to me about this, is I want something that's not going to be prescribed by a doctor.
Yeah, I'm not a medical doctor, and this is not medical advice, but this is advice that helps you to energize cells. So basically it sounds to me like you've been living the normal dead food way of life, and that leads to one compounding problem after the other, and then suppressing the symptoms of bad choices with pills and drugs and surgery, suppressing and masking the manifestation of, you know, which are actually gifts from nature telling you that something's not right. And it gives you a chance to, you know, go in there and start to do something different. So you're lucky you were led to this. But now you want to create a comprehensive plan. You've gone down this road quite a ways. And I don't know your vitality or the history of your genetics in your family. But I know that as long as you're breathing, you can get better. Can you have a complete and total regeneration? It sounds to me like the nature of your consciousness and your mind is solid and sound. And I think that in that case, you can totally regenerate and strengthen the body. So you want to start now energizing the cells in your body and getting your own endocrine glands to start functioning. You want to get the thyroid functioning, the Graves' disease from the excess starchy carbs. Again, I say the same things over and over again. Starchy carbohydrates clogging up the ability of the cell respiration in the glands. And you want to get your adrenal glands functioning because then you'll produce the hormones and steroids. You want to get enough sleep at night so that the pituitary and pineal gland are working together to regulate everything in the rest of the body. So it's sleep, water, fitness, and for most people, they just really need to start realizing that in order to have optimum cell function, you need to have the living water, the living enzymes, the living phytonutrients, the living antioxidants in the fresh, raw foods in order to energize those cells and maximize your enzyme potential, because the metabolic enzymes are used to create your own natural painkillers. But when you take these drugs, your body stops producing those. And now you've got to get the energy from the raw foods into your body so that your cells can begin to function again. And so you're lucky in the sense that you're finding raw foods now, because it's going to make the withdrawals from these painkillers a little bit easier. And it sounds like you're working with your family doctor to help you titrate yourself off of these drugs. Am I correct?
I am. Yes,
okay.
I am. I was a little leery though the last appointment I had with her, only because basically her and I decided together that this was the last prescription that I was done. My only concern now is that a week from now, what do I do with the pain? Never mind the withdrawal from any of this medication that I'm stopping. What do I do about the pain? And she basically told me that the Percocet, that the dose that I was on, there is nothing higher. That's not. My question to her was, is there something I can take that's going to be significant enough to control the pain, but that is not going to be habit forming? And she said, not really. Like, you're at the top here, she said. And so,
yeah.
My question to you was, I was hoping that if you could suggest something to get me going, get me healthy, or at least get my body functioning better, that, like you say, you know, if things are functioning better, then maybe it won't take 10 Percocets a day to make the pain go away. Maybe
well, here's one of the keys. Here's the key to it all. Since you don't know anything, and I know, thank you regular viewers if you're still here, that this is the same old thing over and over again. I can never hear it enough myself after all these years, but you're very new to this. But one thing is true, that inflammation equals pain. And inflammation is from congestion, and inflammation is from cell stimulants and irritants, and inflammation is from too much eating and too much metabolic waste, which is rancidifying and putrefying in the body. Viruses, bacteria, fungi, mold, and yeasts are proliferating in the body in the cracks and crevices where this undigested metabolic waste is trapped in the body and in the lymphatic system, all throughout the different cells and tissues in the body, wherever those areas are weak. And then the little funguses and bacteria and molds and yeasts, they eat and feed off of these metabolic wastes, and then they poop. And it is their poo-poo that makes you hurt. okay? Along with the uric acids from excess meat consumption, the various acids from cooked grain consumption, leaving behind just too much acid ash residue after these foods are metabolized that accumulates in the body. This happens at a younger age for some people. Some people have strong constitutions and make it into their 50s and 60s before they start to have higher levels of accumulated metabolic waste, which leads to pain and inflammation. You had a surgery, and so your body wasn't functioning. And then if you didn't do any alkalizing after the surgery, then that inflammation was just going to build up where they put in the screws and the metal rods. Besides, you were already in an inflamed condition, having health conditions as well. So you should have been doing an alkalizing diet back then. In other words, what I'm trying to teach you today, I'm just leaving your name off this one, but anyways, is to alkalize the inflammation in your body. And the way you're going to want to do that is watch more of my videos for one thing, but you're going to really love to start drinking the green leafy vegetable juices. So if you don't have a juicer, you need to get one, because that's going to help you to start soothing the inflammation by bringing alkaline elements from cucumber, celery, cilantro, spinach, kale, arugula, dandelion greens, some of my favorites, parsley, etc., herbs. And those herbs are going to alkalize the inflamed tissue. Okay? Water is extremely beneficial. Sleep. One thing I'm going to suggest is, you know it, baby, massage. As you come off of these painkillers, you might want to find a massage therapist that you can make your best friend for a while. You know, and get does that make any sense, that one? The massage therapist?
What's that?
Are you gonna, do you get massage now, or have you thought about that?
I actually was quite regular there right before this all happened, and I haven't seen her since, and I've seen quite a few over the years, and I did just recently last summer find one that she's about the size of a 12-year-old girl, but man, she's good. And I just haven't been back since, because basically at this point well, it was hard to get around there for a long time. I'm now able to get around with a cane, and I can make it about a half hour at a time. But I'm kind of afraid to do anything until I see this neurosurgeon again, because to me, when they tell me that my vertebrae are crumbled and pressing on my spinal cord, that's dangerous. I'm afraid to try anything without knowing what I should be doing or shouldn't be doing. So I'm hoping to get some answers in a few weeks.
Well, you need to strengthen your parathyroid, and I could make a whole video on that, but all I got to tell you really to sum this thing up is, if you start adopting the raw food way of life, your life is going to change for the better. Because it ain't going to... Raw food's never degenerated nobody. You know what I mean? Now, these other foods will degenerate cells. The acids destroy cells. I mean, ask any scientist or cancer doctor, and he'll tell you, well, what causes diseases? What causes cancer? And he'll look at you in the face and say, well, acids, of course. You know, there's too many acids trapped in the human body from the foods that we're eating that are cooked and fried and baked and boiled and roasted and canned and preserved and destroyed foods. And now that you're going to start drinking green juices and eating whole fruits, you're going to see a huge difference. That's all you really need to know. We made quite a long video for me to tell you that all you need to know right now is that you need to find out everything you can about raw foods, particularly the whole fruits and the leafy green vegetable juices and salads. You don't really need to know anything about no gourmet raw right now, because that's not going to really help you with all the nuts and stuff like that. You really need to alkalize, flush, hydrate, and heal your body.
Now, when you get started doing something like this, do you just hit it full force, or do you kind of introduce it slowly?
I hit it full force, and then I hit the wall 10 million times, knocked myself back, stood back up, left IHOP, and the 47 pancakes I just ate, and the 2 12-egg omelets with jars of Tabasco sauce, and go, man, I got to figure out a way to make this raw food thing work for me. So I had a lot of binges, because food is a drug as well. The ice cream is your little pain relief. and all that stuff, and you're going to have to deal with all of this. But if you set out in the long haul, because you're just a kid, you're younger than I am, and you shouldn't be going through this. And so you need to find out about the raw foods, the living foods way of life. And what you want to do is activate the cells in your body with the living water that is in these fruits and vegetables. The fruit has electricity in it, which will strengthen your nervous system. You're going to need to eliminate the cooked foods so that you can get the parathyroid working again, so that you can start utilizing calcium better and strengthen up your bones, etc. Okay, they didn't really tell you that, did they?
No.
Okay,
No.
see, they don't even know you have a parathyroid weakness and you're not utilizing calcium very well. But you can get plenty of calcium. You don't need milk. You get it from the leafy greens. You just got to be able to metabolize it. In fact, when you drink milk, you clog up your thyroid and parathyroid, and then you don't utilize any of the calcium in the milk. And even if you did, it was still cooked anyways, and your body, it's not bioavailable. So the green plants, where does the cow get their calcium from that they get into the milk? From the plants. So it goes straight to the plants. So all you need to know, young lady, is that it is your time now to regenerate your body with whole fruits and leafy green vegetable juices, and you do the best you can, and you hit it hard, fully, with a commitment and intention to take this thing to its end. And then you gently and patiently work with yourself and learn your life's lessons along the way, and learn about yourself, your attachments to food, the reasons why you eat, when you eat, and how you eat. And use food as medicine, because every good doctor who's worth his salt brings diet into the prescription and sees that it is huge. Yes, there are mental aspects. Yes, there are emotional aspects. But as far as healing the physical protoplasm and releasing pain, you're going to want to learn how to alkalinize your body with the freshest tree-ripened fruits like oranges in season, mandarins in season, and get yourself some celery juice, cucumber. I just made an epic video today. If you go and drink that juice that I made today, that I just put up tonight, you will start to alkalize the inflammation in your body tonight. So get a juicer and get on this and do this thing. So does it make sense?
It does. Absolutely. And it sounds finally like an answer that makes sense. And that doesn't make me go to the drugstore and fill another prescription.
Right. It's just, here's your prescription. Take 2 fruits and 2 veggie herbs and call me in the morning. Call me in 2 weeks, and then you'll forget to call because you won't even be sick anymore. Humans eat cooked food, they get sick. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't have anything against cooked food. It's just, I've seen thousands and thousands of cases. Eventually, you see the people, I couldn't walk. I started drinking green juice. After 3 years of not being able to walk and get out of bed, 3 weeks on green juice, I'm walking around. I mean, it's like, how many times do I got to hear that before I just see? I already knew myself because I know what it's done, but I love what it does for other people. I want to encourage you to get excited about raw foods, because spring and summer is coming. The foods are fresh. They are filled with life and vitality, and they're going to energize the cells in your body, and you can have a major, huge turnaround. Don't let anybody put you down. Don't let anyone call you weird. Keep this your own little secret if you have to. You don't want to go running around because everyone will be negative on you until you get some results. And then let the results speak for themselves. You don't want to go and say, I saw this guy Dan, and he's going to do this. They're all going to go, swamp water? Oh, you're crazy. Just get your drugs, And you're going to get discouraged. So just be a ninja, go silent, do what I talked about with you today, and learn the art and science of detoxification and regeneration through the path of alkalization. And you can do great things with your life, and you can turn this thing around. And you can turn it around in a major way and create yourself an epic life and add another, 80 or 90 years to your life if you want, and have a great time with your family and really thrive from the raw foods.
Awesome.
I appreciate the opportunity to make this video with you. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for calling.
It's my pleasure. I just hope that you do well. And if you want to
All
write
right.
to me...
I'll touch base in a couple of weeks and let you know.
Thank you. Okay, good night.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, thanks for watching this video. I appreciate you, and I hope that you're finding ways to relieve the pain through the alkalization and detoxification process. So make sure you don't eat too much, but make sure you eat enough. Find a nice healthy balance, walk right down the middle, be wise, but just get inspired to return to nature like every animal in nature. And they all eat their food raw and unprocessed. And the more simple that you eat, low fat, you're going to be good to go. Eat high amounts of high water fruits and vegetables, just big old piles of greens, big old jars of green juice, big old piles of oranges and apples and simple stuff, grapes and watermelons and lemons and cherries and bananas. And you can make anything happen with your life that you want. You know, it's just, it really, really helps you to come alive again. So I'll keep on doing what I do here, and I hope that you're benefiting from it. It's just wonderful for me. And I really appreciate your time. So thank you. Subscribe to these videos and let your friends know about this stuff. Set a good example. Just make the knowledge and information work for you, and just be a shining light in the world, and let them come to you. When your cheeks are glowing and your eyes are clear, that'll be enough said for itself. When you've lost 47 pounds, then your Aunt Edna will come and say, "What in the world are you doing?" And then you can tell her about the raw foods and stuff. So make it work for you. Thank you. Bye-bye.